Hello to all the beautiful people. Magandang Araw. Good afternoon. Greeting from Malaysia here. My name is Kalai. I'm your host for this webinar today. So how's everyone doing today? I'm sure you're doing great, right? I understand that the most of our viewers today are from Philippines. So guys, I want you guys to be very much interactive with us today. Can you say hi in the chat box, please? Yeah, feel free to be interactive with us. So say hi. Yes, thank you so much, Poon. Right, thank you. Hi, Ian. Hi, Jude. Right, hi, also Mr. Oli. Right, Jen, thank you so much. All right, beautiful hi here. Right, great. We also understand there's also people who have joined us from other country or even from Malaysia as well. Don't be shy to say hi also to us in the chat box. And please share to us where you're from as well. So it's good for us to know that many people are joining this session today. All right. So we hope everyone is doing good, especially after lunch. I think some of you already have a good lunch today. So in fact, good things today for you today, even going to be better shortly. Why is it better? Because we are about to start the Future Team webinar. The objective of this webinar is to unlock a brighter future together today with our seasoned speaker, as well as some exciting session. Today's hot topic, everywhere you can go, you can hear this, is all about the 2 essential skills you need to advance your career. So therefore, be relaxed today so you can enjoy the whole session, all right? And you can add more insight and input and clear a lot of doubts or uncertainty as well. This Future Team webinar is brought to you by Build a Future Team, an initiative of PEOPLElogy in cooperation with Information and Communication Technology and Cybersecurity Industry Association, known as ICT-CIA, and also TESDA and CRS Industry Board. Are you excited? Because I'm pretty much excited today, right? Because we're going to start here with a lot of activities. So before we go on to our agenda today, so I'm going to share to you some overview of our session. First of all, we have 2 sets of audience here. So first one, you are now seeing us in the Zoom, right? So hi people in Zoom, you are with us now here. And we also have second set of audience who are actually watching us live from the Facebook. So for those who are not able to join us via the Zoom link, you can always go to Facebook, which our Facebook Build a Future Team. Yeah, you can also join our webinar where we will stream live there, right? So don't worry, because I'm also going to entertain people who are on the Zoom as well. So if in Facebook as well. So if you want to say hi to us, please interact with us. We're always here to want to interact with you, to also understand and also hear from you as well. All right. And second thing, I believe all of us are here today because we want to find out a lot of things. We want to understand what are the core competency and skills valued by employers, and how can we get the salary figures that we want. So for all this, we're going to explore together with our speaker. We want to understand what are the valuable tips, what are the tricks, and what is the secret, because we're going to hear from the industry expert. So if you have questions later to our speaker or our expert today, please feel free to drop the questions in the chat box. So we'll do our best to pose the question to our speaker, because the topic is always talking about the essential skills that you need to advance your career. So don't be shy. So interact with us. And also you can see where this benefit of this session, it is designed to guide you. How can you kickstart your career in this industry with a great strategy? For those people on Facebook, don't forget to share, and keep sharing, because we want more people to benefit from this initiative. Like how we're going to benefit today, we want more people to benefit this. So do us a favor here. In Facebook, like this video, follow us, and share this live video to all your loved ones, friends, and family groups. We're going to continue to spread this good effort to everyone. So we really hope more people will benefit from this initiative. And not forgetting, one of the best part for today's webinar, yeah, this is the interesting part, yeah, we're going to have 10 lucky winners that will get the chance to enjoy free CompTIA IT Fundamentals exam voucher, including 30 days free access to CompTIA learning content material. This is including the ebook and lab, and also Grab voucher worth of 100 peso. For you to entitle to this lucky draw, so what you need to do is very simple. If you can see here in the chat box, my team has already put a link there. Yeah. So what you have to do here, register your interest with us as per the link in the chat box. And also, please stay with us until the end of this webinar. Yeah. So with that, you can get also the inputs and also some of the tips, and you'll be a lucky winner as well today. And lastly, after hearing these great tips, because a lot of webinar that's happening here and there, right? The question here is, what are we going to do after we hear the webinar, right? What is the next action that we need to do? So, well, you can also seize today the chance to register your interest by securing a job throughout Southeast Asia and entitled for certification scholarship. Do you want to know how? Then just register the link. And also, please stay with us because our speaker today is going to share to you a lot of insight that is going to be relevant to you. Once again, dear beautiful people, I just want to remind you that this Future Team webinar is brought to you by a Build a Future Team, an initiative of PEOPLElogy in cooperation with ICT, Cybersecurity Industry Association Incorporations, and also TESDA's NCRS Industry Board. Hereby, allow me to take a few moments to introduce to you the organizer, PEOPLElogy, because this Build a Future Team initiative is the one that's going to give it to you today, all this effort and initiative. So before we go on, I just want you guys to watch together with me a video presentation for better enlightenment on PEOPLElogy Build a Future Team initiative.
PEOPLElogy is the largest integrated people development solutions provider that focuses on helping individuals and organizations to achieve their goals, enhance their skills, encourage growth, and nurture talents through our 3D framework. Discovery, creating sustainable growth for your organization. Development, upskilling your talents. Digitalization, measuring your success with digitalization tools. We drive meaningful change, enabling organizations and individuals to thrive through our business model. In Discovery, we identify the ideal transformational model for your organization, be it business, talents, or digital transformation tailored to your specific need. Development focuses on upskilling and reskilling through our brands, goal, skill, and the future talents, offering 12 core products for diverse development opportunities. We provide a cutting-edge digital learning platform called Skillture, offer digitized learning materials through interactive as well as PeopleLabs, a comprehensive learning hub that leverage digitalization to provide a seamless learning experience. With 22 years of transformational growth, we will continue innovating, impacting, and inspiring more than 1 million lives throughout Southeast Asia. Although our journey towards success wasn't always smooth sailing, our unwavering determination and hunger for success propelled us forward and enabled us to overcome the bumps along the way, ultimately leading us to where we are today. Over the course of 21 years, PEOPLElogy Group has reached remarkable milestone in its journey. Our organization has successfully established 7 robust brands, namely Goal, Skill, the Future Talents, Future, PeopleLabs, and Interactive. Ultimately, they paved the way for the emergence of Build a Future Team, embodying our commitment to shaping a prosperous future. We partner with our impact partners, including Yayasan Peneraju, MOHE, FusionNet, MOSTI, and others. These partnerships provide financial support for training and developing digital talents in the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0. We collaborate with our skill partners like Microsoft, CompTIA, Cisco, Android, AWS, PMI, EC Council, PeopleCert, and DevOps, who offer comprehensive training programs to meet the demands of the digital landscape. Our aim is to create the largest IR 4.0 community of skilled professionals. The talents nurtured through our programs are connected with our network of business partners, generating more digital job opportunities and enhancing business sustainability. Our workforce had grown to 90 strong and dedicated individuals and continues to grow. We have helped over 1,500 corporate clients and 120,000 talents in achieving success over the past 21 years. We have won many industry and SME awards and recognitions. This is a true testament to the fact that hard work and determination reap success. We expand our headquarters in Kuala Lumpur and 3 branches in Petaling Jaya, Johor Bahru, and Penang. We are rapidly expanding our business coverage to reach other Southeast Asian countries. Our primary objective with this initiative is to impact 1 million lives across Southeast Asian countries, including Singapore, Vietnam, the Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia. PEOPLElogy Group is now confident of making its mark on the global stage. Our latest venture, Build a Future Team, has been met with great success in Malaysia. We will build partnerships with various organizations across the region to enhance digital skills development in Southeast Asian countries through this BAFT initiative. To create this network of regional partners, we will organize a range of initiatives such as Connect, conferences, podcasts, webinars, and a scholarship program called Future Team.
By strategically focusing on upskilling and reskilling to the digital workforce, we are effectively bridging the existing skill gap and fostering the driving ecosystem that benefit both individual and organization. This collaborative approach initiates a positive cycle where individual acquire skill aligned with industry demand, leading to a sustainable growth and overall development. Our dedicated effort aim to cultivate a vibrant and prosperous digital economy in Southeast Asia.
Brought to you by PEOPLElogy, the largest integrated people development solution provider.
Wow, wow, wow. What a noble initiative we are on and participating today. Those who just tuned with us, hi guys, welcome to the Future Team webinar. This session is specially designed for you as we will guide you on the process of making well-informed decisions in your career transformation journey. Now, without further ado, let us welcome our supporting partner, Mr. Orlando Sichon, the President of Information and Communication Technology and Cybersecurity Industry Association, or known as ICT-CIA, and also the CompTIA Country Manager, to give us a warm welcome to kickstart this event. So, Mr. Oli, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Kalai, for that kind and warm introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants, a very warm welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us today on this online webinar on unblocking a brighter future in the world of technology. The ICT-CIA, together with PEOPLElogy, a company based in Malaysia, and Tesla, we take on the 2 essential skills that you need to advance your career. Again, my name is Orly, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you. In this rapidly evolving digital landscape, the demand for skilled professionals is an all-time high. The need for constantly for us to adapt and to stay ahead is becoming more crucial for anyone looking to build a professional career in the ICT industry. Today, we aim to shed light on 2 essential skills that will undoubtedly propel you towards advancement and success. Firstly, let's talk about the power of continuous learning. The speed of which technology changes and develops is outstanding. The landscape we see today will inevitably evolve tomorrow. To keep up and thrive, we must embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. Whether it's attending workshops, online webinars, and latest industry trends, investing in yourself in acquiring new knowledge and skills that will be able to unlock your true potential. Secondly, let's emphasize the importance of honing your communications and collaboration skills. In an increasingly interconnected world, the ability to effectively communicate and collaborate with individuals with diverse backgrounds is vital. Being a technology professional doesn't just involve working on the computer screen. It also involves working in teams, presenting ideas, and understanding the needs of end users. Sharpening your interpersonal and communication skills will not only enhance your career prospects, but also open doors to exciting leadership and management opportunities. By mastering some of the above attitude and skills on learning and effective communication, I firmly believe that you'll be equipped with the foundation to unlock a brighter future in the industry. The ICT-CIA, PEOPLelogy, above all TESDA, is committed to supporting you all in this journey by providing access to resources, mentorship programs, and livelihood opportunities. Together, we can shape a thriving digital ecosystem that empower individuals like you to bring positive change to our industry and beyond. As we embark on this insightful webinar, take advantage of the expertise and experience shared by our esteemed speaker for today. Engage with one another, ask questions, and participate actively. Remember, the power to advance your career lies in the collective knowledge and support we share together. Once again, on behalf of ICT-CIA, Information and Communication Technology, and Cybersecurity Industrialization, an industry board of TESDA, together with PEOPLelogy, a company based in Malaysia, and above all, TESDA, our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has joined us today. May this online webinar be a catalyst in unlocking a brighter future for each and every one of you. Thank you, and let's make this best out of this enlightening session. All the best, a pleasant afternoon. God bless everyone.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Oli, for the wonderful sharing. Dear audience, just for your info, we also would like to take this opportunity to wish happy birthday to Mr. Oli, as today is his birthday. So happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Kalai. Appreciate that.
All right. Thank you. All right. By the way, in conjunction of this webinar, and also we add further a bit spicy on the celebration. Yeah. So please take note, people in Zoom. Yeah. There will be a link given to you by our team member for you to secure and also for you to register yourself, for you to entitle for the lucky draw. So it's already in the chat box. So you can always go in and do that. It will just take only less than 1 to 2 minutes for you to do it. All right. So you can see that it's already a QR code here. It is also to assist you. So for you to register on it. Right. Now, let us move on to the next agenda for today. All right. So we're going to invite and also welcome our next supporting partner from TESDA NCR, another important person for making this event one of the key to be success today. Allow me to share a little background about him. He's a highly accomplished and esteemed leader who has dedicated over 2 decades of his career to the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, which is TESDA, with a remarkable tenure that began in 1995. He has accumulated a wealth of experience and expertise in advancing technical education and skills development within the areas of his assignment. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome our engineer, Mr. Hoencio M. Ferreira, Jr., Regional Director of TESDA NCR. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Kalai. Pleasant afternoon to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, allow me to acknowledge our birthday celebrator today, Sir Orly Siachon, the president of ICT-CIA, and of course our TESDA NCR's industry board for the cybersecurity subsector. Our guest speaker, Mr. Ivan Jude, Mr. Alan Lee Chin, founder of the PEOPLelogy, Ms. Kali Yao, CEO of PEOPLelogy Development, and of course, our moderator, Sir Kalimani, and all the attendees here. A pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am here with deep gratitude and appreciation as we embark on this journey towards a brighter future for the careers of our future beneficiaries. I want to express my sincere thanks to every one of you for joining us in this transformative event. Today's webinar, organized by PEOPLElogy and ICT-CIA, is a testament to the invaluable support and collaboration of TESDA NCR and its industry board, ICT-CIA, commitment to enhancing professional development and fostering lifelong learning is genuinely commendable. Through TESDA's program and initiatives, countless individuals have been equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to thrive in today's dynamic job market. Now that TESDA is focused on area-based demand-driven debate, the initiative of our industry partners have been instrumental in bringing the gap between education and industry need, ensuring that our workforce remains competitive and adaptable to change. I encourage every one of you, especially our participants today, who will soon engage in formal training highlighted in this webinar, to take a moment to appreciate the tremendous impact this agency has made and has been making in transforming lives and shaping careers. Our programs have provided countless individuals from various walks of life with opportunities to acquire the essential skills required for their chosen field. Today, we are privileged to learn from Mr. Busgano, a distinguished international IT and cybersecurity consultant. He indeed embodies the spirit of our agency's vision in terms of upskilling and reskilling, bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience to this webinar. His discussion, insights, and life experience will undoubtedly inspire and empower you to develop skills and embrace the opportunities that lie before you. As we navigate the ever-changing landscape of the professional world, let us recognize the immense value of TESDA's program and the opportunities it offers. Together with our industry boards, our partners, and program implementers, by embracing this initiative, we can unlock our true potential and create a better future for ourselves and our communities. Please actively participate in this webinar, engage with our esteemed speaker, and ask questions to enrich your understanding. Let us seize the moment to learn, grow, and take steps towards a brighter and more fulfilling future. Once again, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to ICT-CIA, headed by Mr. Sechon, for their unwavering support to PEOPLElogy and the whole team for organizing this remarkable event. Together, we can build a workforce equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to thrive in the face of challenges and embrace new opportunities. On behalf of TESDA and CR, thank you. Let us embark on this transformative journey together. Sit back, relax, and learn how to unlock a brighter future. Good afternoon, everyone, and God bless.
All right, that was a great and inspiring sharing. In a simple nutshell, I love how Mr. Jovencio said this. In a simple way for us to say, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So therefore, you need to be participate in such webinar, and you can ask a lot of questions from our expert. All right. So thank you so much, sir, for your sharing and insight today. In fact, you have inspired me today as well, hearing your initiative and effort towards this event as well. Now, dear audience, ever you wonder this? Have you ever this kind of question cross your mind? How come some people, they can achieve success when they're so young? Yeah, does this question cross your mind? It's always come to me. Or do you have these questions like, am I in the right path? Is this path is the right path for me? Am I doing it right? Am I following the right path, the right journey? Or maybe we have this question, how come some people manage to land an awesome job in a reputable international company? Yeah, we can see that maybe people surround us, maybe people that we know, or sometimes we ask this also, is it because something to do with mastering the right skills. All right. So if yes, then what skills needed? So do you have these questions with you? Because I do. Yeah. So that's why I want to participate in today's event as well. To answer us these questions and to give us a better clarity, allow me to introduce to you our industry expert speaker today with a little background. Our resource speaker is a certified technical trainer from the Philippines who have 15 years of combined relevant work experience coming from retail, banking, and cybersecurity industry, where he performed various IT roles from the technical level going up to executive level. He was also the former head of IT operation and CISO of the bank for several years before pursuing IT consulting in his professional capacity. He holds multiple international recognized and industry standard certification to his name. He's also the CEO and the president of Zentech, his own IT startup company. He is frequently invited to events to share his insight about the rapidly evolving IT landscape and to impart his expertise in this field. Today, we managed to grab this wonderful expert today for you because we want him to share with us how to unlock a brighter future in the IT industry. So everyone, let us welcome our speaker today, the international IT and cybersecurity consultant, Mr. Ivan Jude. Over to you, sir.
Wow. Thank you so much for introducing me to this audience, Mr. Kalai. It is really an honor to speak to this group today. It is a pleasure. Finally, this happened. So your kind words just made me feel very welcome and, of course, confident. And also, of course, to our dear audience attending this webinar. I know, guys, that you have some other things to do, but it's truly an honor that you are joining this event and participating. So to everyone coming from the Philippines, magandang araw. So Kalai, I'm returning the favor. If there's somebody joining you from Malaysia, salamat tengah hari. Okay, I hope I pronounced it properly.
Yes.
And if you're not from any of those countries, if you're from somewhere else, good day to you, my friend. All right. So from this point, I'll be taking the virtual stage over. So the first question I'd like to ask from you, who among you here were born in the year 2000 and up? Type me or type the year of your birthday in the chat box. Let me see the responses coming in. I just want to see if you guys are really participating in this one of a kind event. Oh, who was born 2000 and up? I can see Jeff. Hello, Jeff. You are born in 1990. Oh, there's people. 2005, 2000, 2000. That's nice. You are probably the fresh graduates or some that we consider young professionals. Okay, how about this? Who among you here were born in the year 1999 and below? Let me see. Okay, I can see Ian Paul, 1997, Miguel, 1993, 1979. Oh my goodness, 77, 79, 87. Oh, these are from my age age bracket. Line of 80s. Okay, hello. Good to see you there. Wonderful. So here's what I would like you to do. Allow me to share with you my screen. I have some good presentations for you. So I'll be transferring here at the bottom right section. So I want you to look at the world that we are living right now. I want you to think really carefully. Did you notice how much it has changed from maybe 5 to 10 years ago? I want you to think about something. Is there anything in your life that has dramatically changed simply because of technology? Can you think of anything? Come on, let your imagination run wild. Mobile phone, of course. You know what? As for me, just few years ago, maybe 5 years ago or maybe 3 years ago. Here's the thing, the seminars like this were used to be conducted in person. We have to register for it months in advance, and we have to pay for the tickets. We have to secure some bookings and accommodation from hotels just to learn from an industry expert, from a subject matter expert. And few years ago, if we wanted to learn something about the world, it was going to be through an encyclopedia. You have to read it page by page. And few years ago, if you want to get your favorite food, maybe some bubble tea or some pizza, you need to get out of the house. You have to order it. You have to go somewhere to do the manual transaction. But look at the world right now. So many things have actually changed. The seminars we used to have back in the day, we call it today as webinars, just like what we're having right now. No need to pay for it in advance. No need to secure bookings, accommodation, plane tickets, and so on and so forth. You just have to turn on your computer, log into Zoom or Google Meet, and there you go. You can attend a webinar. And today, if you want to learn something about the rapidly evolving world, all you need to have is a mobile phone and an internet connection. My niece and nephew does it. If they want to learn something, they just open up the app that their teacher gave them, and they can learn the subjects, mathematics, science, or anything, English, Filipino. The teacher just connect with them through their mobile phone. And today, if you want to order your favorite food, you don't need to go out. The food comes to your doorstep. You can just open your mobile phone and then go open that Food Panda application. So many things have changed already, and many more changes will be coming our way. And so, my main message for you today is that if you would like to unlock a brighter future, especially in terms of your career, then you need to understand that today we are already living in a new world. And these new times require new sets of skills. The skills we have today might not be enough for the future because the world is changing so fast and we need to keep up with these changes. So, what I'd like you to do is to imagine yourself that you have some set of skills. These sets of skills that you have are like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, right? You're familiar with a jigsaw puzzle, right? And the challenge is, as the world changes, the puzzle is also growing and it is changing as well. So if you don't learn new skills, your puzzle will never be complete. And we might miss out on a lot of exciting opportunities out there. The gap between what we know today and what we'll need to know in the future is actually getting bigger each day. It's like a bridge. And the bridges that we have are supposed to close the gap between two cliffs from each other. But today, the gap is getting wider and wider in a very fast pace. So if we don't do something about it, we might get left behind on the other side of the bridge. And there's the other side of the bridge where all new and exciting things are happening. You don't want that. So allow me to prove to you this point. So I'd like to ask another thing. Please type in your profession in the chat box. If you're an engineer, if you're a teacher, if you're a marketer, a carpenter, a vendor, or whatever, type in the chat box. I want to know. Let the response come in. Library systems admin. Thank you, Ian. Office staff. How about other people? Are you someone who was a seafarer, perhaps? Or a human resource specialist? Oh, that's nice. Systems engineer, of course. What else? Electronics engineer, information systems researcher, regulatory pharmacist. Oh my goodness. Licensed physical therapist, mechatronics. Oh my goodness. So many professions in the house. MIS researcher. Now, allow me to prove my point. Let me open up a new friend of mine. Let me introduce you to him or to it. So we call this the AI-powered chatbot Google Bard. I know you're familiar with it. There's another version of this, a custom perhaps. We call it Chat GPT. So I happen to open it first. So let's go with Google Bard, right? So let's ask Google Bard, hey Google Bard, what jobs today are at risk of getting replaced by AI? And look what it showed me. If you are in data entry, if you're in a customer service field, telemarketing, and even accounting, research, manufacturing, and here's the mind-blowing part, truck driving or even taxi driving. AIs are now starting to replace these professions. Oh my God, it's crazy. And it's not stopping from there. AI just mentioned these are just some of the few vulnerable jobs that it can replace. And it can continue to evolve over the next few months or in the next few years. All right. No, I don't mean to scare you with showing you what Google Bard has just replied to me. But my point here is that no need to fret if you are going to do something about it today. The fun thing is that we can still do something about it. It's not yet too late. We can create our own puzzle pieces by ourselves. We can bridge that gap so that it does not get very wide. And we can do that. Listen to this. We can do that just by learning new skills. If you ask Chat GPT or Google Bard, how can I stay ahead of the curve even if there's AI? It will tell you upskill and reskill. Let me show it to you. I've asked Google Bard just about that. Here are some tips how not to be at risk of getting replaced by AI. Number one, upskill and reskill. And that's exactly what you are doing right now. So you have to tap yourself in the back. Good thing I attended this webinar. Okay, this is exactly what you need. Now, if you're speaking about upskilling and reskilling, so Mr. Ivan, what then are those skills that we need to learn? So here's the exciting part. Allow me to tell you that generally anything with a touch of IT is something good to pursue. And that is simply because IT is the backbone of this new, modern, and digital world. And so any professional who will actually be in a better position in their careers if they know IT. IT, simply put, is a must today. And so integrating IT with what you do is like future proofing your career. And so for you, my friend, if you're tuning in right now, here's my message for you. Make friends with IT. Make sure you take advantage of IT. Or if you're not so good with IT, look for someone in your circle who knows IT and ask them to teach you a little bit about it every single day. All right? That's one of the general things that you have to keep in mind. IT is the way moving forward. So if you are non-IT or non-IT people, I know a lot of guys here attending this webinar are actually non-IT. If you're a teacher, if you're an accountant, perhaps a marketing professional, perhaps a carpenter or an engineer or a truck driver, whatever. Here's what you can do. Don't be overwhelmed when they say IT. IT is actually easy to learn. Those who actually try to teach IT and make it more complicated instead of making it simple, here's a message for you guys. They don't act, those guys who are teaching it, they don't actually understand IT by heart. They don't know it themselves. That's why they're making it more complicated. If you really ask an IT practitioner, they can actually translate IT in simple terms that's easy for you to comprehend. IT, it's not a monster. It's a friend. So let me just share with you what you can do. Number one, take online courses. There are so many online course providers out there. Let me name a few. Google itself gives some free online courses. YouTube, your best friend. You spend 2 hours a day opening YouTube, right? Listening to music. Why not take online courses instead? All right. Coursera, Udemy. These are just few of the websites that provide you with free online courses about IT. Secondly, read articles. The average time a Filipino spends in the internet with their mobile phones is around 5 to 6 hours a day. That's crazy, right? So what about taking about 30 minutes to 1 hour reading articles about IT? It wouldn't hurt, right? So the next thing is join online communities out there. In social media profiles and pages, there are groups that you can actually join so that you can share your interests with people who have the same inclination as you. The fourth thing is you don't want to look this fast. Get certified. If you have limited experience but you want to learn something new, there are certification, industry standard certification providers out there like CompTIA, Cisco, and those companies out there. You can actually take their certification course so that they can teach you a specific skill. And this skill is badly needed by the world today. And you can get certified by taking the course and passing the exam. At least you have something under your belt. That's what I did, by the way. And lastly, you can volunteer to get experience. The best way for learning something is actually doing it. So do it. If there is no door, then get through the window. That's what they said, right? Or if there's no door, then build your own door. You have to volunteer to get your own experience. So there are people that I know who actually made it to the other side of the bridge. There's a traditional teacher, a cousin of mine. He used to teach in the public school pre-pandemic times, but the pandemic actually became a turning point for her. And what happened today? She's an online global teacher teaching English and mathematics, and she's earning in dollars at the comforts of her home. How wonderful is that? There's a friend of mine, a former colleague, when I was still at the bank. He was an accountant. He used to, do those usual accounting stuff with the ledger and everything. But what happened was that when we learned that there's an application like QuickBooks accounting and Peachtree accounting software, we studied it and she eventually mastered that software. And now she is considered one of the gurus of that software and she is being hired by international companies. And today I could not ask for a meeting with her because she's always busy. All right, that's a good problem to have. Next, if you're a marketer, perhaps there's a good friend of mine, a marketer. He was having troubles and difficulties selling products and services in the past. But today, when he learned about digital marketing, taking advantage of social media profiles like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth, now he tripled his sales just by performing digital marketing. So many amazing things could happen if you just sprinkle a touch of IT in anything that you are doing. What I want you to do, therefore, even if you are non-IT, it starts with the basics of computing. That's your first step in getting a touch of IT. And now, if of course you are in the IT industry already, or if you're someone wanting to jump into this exciting IT industry, I want you to focus on the two of the top essential skills that you need to learn today, which is what you can see on your screen right now. I'm sharing it in front of you. This is actually big data and cyber security. Allow it to sink in for a moment. Big data and cybersecurity. In fact, if you want to really verify my points, you can also ask ChatGPT or Google Bard about it, and it will tell you the same thing over and over. Big data and cybersecurity is the two of the essential skills that you need to learn today. And so for the remaining time that I have to speak with you, these two skills will be the focus of my talk. All right, let's get on. First one is with big data. I want you to type into the chat box big data. Let me see if you're still participating. I will not proceed if I don't see somebody typing in big data. All right, I can see Rafi in there. Hello, my friend Rafi. Jen, big data. That's it. That's it. That's what I'd like to see. Big data. So what is actually big data? Here's the fun part. Today, they say that data is the currency of the modern digital economy. Oh, that sounds fancy, right? What that means is the one who owns a lot of data can actually take control of the world. That's why today economies and global superpowers are not anymore after the gold and water or pieces of land. They're after your data. It makes sense now. That's why we have Data Privacy Act, right? So big data actually refers to the use of new technologies and tools that handle the expansion of data. And big data is actually necessary to achieve successful digital transformation. If you go to the cloud, if you transform your manual operations into a digital one, you will come across big data along the way. And at the end, big data actually helps you build your competitive advantage because once you can transform data into something meaningful, that's where exciting part happens. So let's try to appreciate big data. So allow me to break this down for you. A lot of you here, you might be new to the big data concept. So allow me to break it down for you into bite-sized chunks so that you can understand it. Actually, big data is just the future of data analysis. Or you can think of it as data analysis on steroids. Most of us here are already familiar with data analysis. So in order to appreciate big data, let's just go over again what data analysis is. And it is actually transforming this data into information and information becoming knowledge and knowledge transforming it to insight and finally coming up with good decisions. And that is when you have the wisdom. That is data analysis. So let's try to look at this from a perspective of, say, for example, a social media platform. Say, for example, I can be Facebook, I can be Twitter, I can be LinkedIn or whatever. So let's say, for example, the raw data. That's the first form that we actually capture in data analysis. This can be any user activity. We collect this. That's why you have cookies in your computers. When you open that web browser, it's asking you, can we track your behavior through the cookies, blah, blah, blah. And you say, yes, I don't actually read those lines of text there, but you just want to click yes so that you can proceed. But it's actually giving permission for this website to track your behavior, right? So aside from that, from the behavior, it also takes in the metadata or some related data to your behavior. Say, for example, the date, the time, the location, where that like came from, where that share will actually happen. Say, for example, age, the country, the gender, so many things. And this does not only come like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this actually it is coming in billions of records every single second. So companies out there are very, very much hungry for capturing this data, and they do it every single day. The moment you open that mobile app, the moment you open up that web browser, it is capturing any behavior in there. That's the first form. We collect it. Next, what do we do with that data? Now, we have, when we have that data and we arrange it into categories or groupings, then it actually becomes what we call information. Out of those raw data out there, when you combine it all together and you can identify the likes performed by the male users or the shares made by female users or maybe posts made by children or the clicks that were made by senior citizens or the videos mostly watched from the Philippines, this becomes information, data that is arranged into meaningful categories. Now, once you have information, we don't stop there. We actually try to derive knowledge from it, gaining meaning or interpret that information. So if you take information to another level, it becomes knowledge. So from that likes of male users, so let's just focus on the likes. Say, for example, in a social media, you capture the top 10 items that are liked by males from ages 15 to 30, and you'll have those 10 items. You call that knowledge of your customers. Next, if you capture the top 5 food items that are actually liked and shared by female, usually between 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. from ages 20 to 25, that is also an understanding of your female customer. You have knowledge about them. Or maybe the top 3 places that are usually viewed by people in the Philippines by both female and male from ages 15 to 30. That is actually also knowledge of your customer base. And that is what you want. But it doesn't stop there. You want to transform knowledge into insight. So when you say insight, it's actually the deeper understanding of your target market, of that demographics that you're studying. So from here, out of the top 10 items, maybe I'll just pick 2 out of the 10. And then I'll find out that the guys actually like shoes and computers. Okay, that resonates to me. I'm someone who likes shoes and computers. So moving forward, if you are also focusing on the girls, they could like burgers, fries, and ice cream. So who doesn't like burgers, fries, and ice cream anyway? And of course, maybe if you focus on the top 3 places, it could be Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, or Malaysia. That is the insight coming from the knowledge. And finally, what are you going to do with that insight? As a business owner, say for example, I'm the one owning Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or Instagram. I'm now going to make a decision. Or maybe Kalai fits the profile better. He's the guy who sits in the table. He has to make the decision. It's going to say, okay, from this insight, what I'm going to do on the 15th and 30th day of the month. For the men, of course, with the insight, what I can do is just show the shoes and computers to males every 15th and 30th day of the month, because usually that's when that's the date that they get their salaries. And that will make them more inclined to buy those shoes and computers. That's the decision made by the business owner. Also for the girls, what I'm going to do with them every day, since it has been monitored by my data analysis team that they would like food items from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., then what I will just do is just show them more food items with free delivery every single day. That's why females, you know where your salaries go, all right? To the food. Okay. And finally, every weekend, if there's an upcoming long holiday, you can show them tour packages so that they will be more interested in taking that vacation. You can see this is actually just data analysis. And what will be the result? There will be an increased purchase of shoes and computers. There will be an increase of sales of food items from the ladies. There will be increase of sales for tour packages from couples and families out there. Data analysis, the result of that is usually gaining better insight, making wise and informed decisions, and of course, creating effective impact. That is what data analysis is in a nutshell. And that is the birthplace of big data. If you say big data, imagine taking this analysis process in just split seconds. It took us maybe 5 minutes to discuss all of these things, but what about you can perform this process in just 1 second? Wouldn't it be nice? Don't you think it will mean a very wonderful transformation for your company? That is how important big data is for organizations today. Now, on to my other point. Why do you need to learn big data and consider it as a career? This is the 3 reasons I have in mind. Learning big data can actually open up new career opportunities for you. As I've said, organizations around the world, they have now realized the amazing things that they can do with big data that can make their companies more profitable. And so it follows that there is a high demand for big data professionals today. So if you learn the skills necessary to work in this field, it can actually lead to a rewarding career. So big data skills can open up that new career opportunity for you. Second thing, big data is actually a rapidly growing field. It's not as established as other IT fields out there, but new technologies and applications are being developed all the time. So for you, there is always something new to learn. You'll never get bored. Your profession also will likely become relevant in the next 10 to 15 years. And I know that is that guarantee that you would like to hear from me today. If you want to future proof your career for the next 10 to 15 years, big data is one surefire way to make sure that you stay relevant in the future. And finally, big data is needed by industries around the world. Think about financial services. They actually make use of big data so that they can predict customer behavior, they can identify fraud, and even optimize investment portfolios that you would like to have. For healthcare, big data is actually also being used to develop new treatments like with COVID, and also improve patient care and also prevent diseases. And you should be thankful we have big data to help our healthcare develop those things. And if you are in retail, big data is actually one good way so that you can develop personalized marketing campaigns, or you can optimize your inventory and also improve your customer service. Or if you are in manufacturing, big data can also be used to improve your product quality, reduce your costs, or even increase your efficiency. In short, it is needed by almost every industry in the world today. So you are in a good direction if you learn big data starting now. So what do we call the professionals practicing big data? So we generally call them the data specialists. So they are the people that interprets data into usable feedback and application. So essentially, they are the analytical experts, and they usually have strong math and technical skills. But don't be afraid if we say math and technical skills. When we say strong, you just need to know how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. That's the basic of math, right? So what this data specialist does is that they take raw data, just like what we did during data analysis earlier. We look at it in several different angles, and then we will be able to draw meaning from it. So these data specialists, they usually start as data analysts. So what are those data analysts? These data analysts are those people who are very proficient in Microsoft Excel. Are you proud? You should be proud if you know how to perform Microsoft Excel. You can have a huge potential in big data if you know how to use that. Kidding aside, if you're a beginner in big data industry, maybe you are like a database specialist, a reporting analyst, or a data analyst, you can earn an average of 3.5 thousand US dollars every month, or equivalent to 190,000 Philippine peso. And that's quite a lot. And I'm not making this up. You can also ask ChatGPT or Google Bard about this. There are some researches that has been performed by different organizations, independent organizations, and it has been known that organizations are willing to pay you as much as this, even with the beginner skills. The organizations may not be so many right now, but the point is they are willing to pay you for it. And if you move up to the intermediate level, maybe you become a database administrator, a business intelligence analyst, a senior data analyst. I have a good friend who is already at this level. And I know for sure that he's already earning around 275,000 Philippine peso every month. Why did I say so? Because he keeps treating me into fancy restaurants, and I couldn't help but ask him, hey, how much do you earn now that you're a business intelligence analyst? And he was very excited to tell me, A little over 250,000. All right, so that's the figure. And finally, if you become an advanced data specialist, you can earn as much as 8,000 US dollars or equivalent to 400,000 Philippine peso. Okay, so that's it. So at this level, you are called data scientist, senior systems analyst, senior analytics manager. And if you have limited experience, all of us have limited experience at the beginning. So please consider taking certification training courses that will equip you with the fundamental things that you need. So there are so many sources out there. One, of course, is a quick Google search. And the second, of course, is to consider taking certification courses from established partners like CompTIA, like maybe Oracle or Google from Google Data themselves. So you can take a look into that. All right. So there are other positions, of course. And these are more on the front end side. There are people working also in big data on the back end side. We call them the data architects, the data engineers. They are considered intermediate to advanced level, and they can also earn as much as this one. And if you're asking a question, how can we start a career in big data? Here are three things I have for you today. First, learn the basics of data and databases. So the 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 most or the simplest form of data and database that you will come across with is the one that you're trying to input in your Excel spreadsheet. So master that Excel spreadsheet and you are in a good direction. Learn the basics of data and databases. Moving forward, you have to develop your skills in data analysis and programming. When we say programming, we are talking about Python or the R programming language. You also have to consider Java and also SQL programming. Okay. And finally, you need to get experience with big data tools and technologies out there. There are frameworks that you can follow, like Hadoop, Spark, and Hive. You can read about them. I cannot cover everything about this in detail in this webinar, but we can we can have it some other time. But these are just some guide for you. You can even ask the AI chatbots out there what they are all about. So these are the three things that can actually help you kickstart your career in big data. Okay. So moving forward, before I move to the second essential skill that you need to learn today, you have to realize that there is so much data in our cyberspace already. The term big data itself speaks volumes as to the rate of data growth every second as we speak. It's in petabytes, no longer in gigabytes. It's millions of gigabytes. We call it petabytes. So it follows that a lot of information can also be derived from these huge amounts of data. And that includes your personal information, your digital identity, and even your behavior when you interact with these mobile apps and websites and web apps. So it is actually precious and it can translate to money. Data, you know it already, is equal to money. It is valuable. That's why the bad guys are now after it as well. And this is why it is necessary that we should also protect our data. And that leads me to the second skill that's very essential for you to learn as well. That's cyber security. So what is cybersecurity? If you do a Google search, there will be many interpretations and descriptions about this field. So allow me to give you my own definition of cybersecurity. It is actually a practice of protecting your electronic assets. When I say electronic assets, of course, it includes your data, your computers, your laptop, your desktop, and your mobile devices. But not only them, because it also includes the infrastructure. When we say infrastructure, these are the networks, the wires, the cables that you can see, and also those Wi-Fi routers out there that you don't actually see, and the servers, because these are what stores and transmit your information in the cyberspace or in the internet today. And we are protecting all of these assets from unauthorized use. So cybersecurity has been a buzzword for more like 10 years already. So you know this. I know that you have attended a lot of cybersecurity awareness training and seminars. So those are the things that is the definition that I would like you to keep in mind. So why is cybersecurity important? So I'd like to explain this point. I'd like you to think about this coin at the center. This coin is what I call the coin of convenience. That is actually the benefit we get from the technology developments that we have today. That is the benefit of being in a highly interconnected world. So, as an advantage, if we are living in this kind of world today, what happens is that anything you do is at your fingertips. In just a few taps, you can get in touch with your loved ones. In just a few clicks, you can do shopping. In just few touches on your keypad, you can do banking, right? And that's wonderful. And the problem is that it also has the other side of the coin, the disadvantage. And you don't want to skip this part. You also need to understand that any breach caused by a malicious actor, like a person, a hacker, or a cyber criminal, if they happen to breach the data and the systems, it can have far-reaching consequences. Say, for example, in healthcare, what if the patient records are exposed unintentionally? This could be used for identity theft, impersonation, or other crimes. Or in the world of finance, what if those servers are brought down by attackers? They can disrupt the flow of money, and they can cause economic downturn or chaos. Or in just simple daily life that we have, our social media profile. If somebody hacks it, if somebody takes control of it, they can use it to make scams from our families, from our relatives. Oh my God. Even my mom got scammed like 2 months ago because she was not very careful in entertaining questions from somebody's account that was also hacked. So cybersecurity is essential for protecting our new way of life in the cyberspace today. Because keep this in mind, you do not only exist in the physical world today, but also in the digital world. So cybersecurity protects these critical systems powering that digital world from a variety of threats. I know you've heard about the malware. Is just the combination of malicious and software. So that's why you get malware. Something that is intended to cause harm or damage. That's malware. Cybersecurity is also there to protect you against scams, to trick you into revealing your sensitive information. Cybersecurity protects you against data breach or unauthorized access or disclosure of your sensitive data, like your personal information, your mobile number, your address, your age, your birthday, your financial records, your medical records, which are very, which is priced very highly in the dark web today. And of course, we also have to take into consideration cyber warfare. Cyber warfare is the intent of disrupting or damaging critical infrastructure or government systems. And that's why we need also to have cybersecurity powered by the national government. So as a person, as a professional, why would you need to learn cybersecurity? And these are things that I'd like to share with you from my personal experience. I'm a practicing cybersecurity professional. First is that cybersecurity is a growing, critical, and in-demand field. Simply put, as long as the world uses technology, we will have a job. It's growing rapidly as organizations continue to embrace digital transformation. And so there will be many job opportunities that will be available also for the next 10 to 20 years. Future proofing your career. That's the first reason why you should consider this. Second one is that it's a challenging and fulfilling field. Challenges actually is a good thing because they allow you to think creatively and to go outside of your comfort zone. And you know that outside of your comfort zone is where actually amazing things happen. So You have the opportunity in cybersecurity to work with cutting edge technology, and you will also have the opportunity to make a real difference and good impact in the world. So to me, that is something that I really want, challenging and fulfilling. You might be interested to it as well. And of course, cybersecurity is a financially rewarding field. I can speak for it myself because as a cybersecurity professional, you are considered an expert, which means that companies are willing to pay you a good salary for the value that you will put into the table. It can give you six figures income even in the Philippines. And you can even work remotely in your pajamas with your loved ones, with the family. No need to go abroad. That's why it's financially rewarding. I know there are some good friends of me here attending this session, so they can attest to it as well. And of course, cybersecurity, just like big data, it's a very versatile field. Multiple industries are looking for it. Government, finance, retail, academe, so on and so forth. And there are so many paths that you can pursue to gain entry into the cybersecurity and industry. You can become a cybersecurity analyst. You can become a cybersecurity researcher, a cybersecurity architect, cybersecurity engineer, so on and so forth. So these are just some few of the reasons I have in top of my head why you need to learn cybersecurity. And if we're going to look, if we're going to take a closer look at the careers of a cybersecurity specialist, they actually they're actually a more established profession compared to big data. So they usually start as a systems administrator. Systems administrators are focused on end user computing management. So say for example, your mobile phones, your laptop, your desktop, they know how it works. Not only know how to work with it, but behind the scenes, they know how to connect it to a network. They know how to download and install updates, so on and so forth. So if you're a beginner as a systems admin or a network engineer or a system engineer, a junior one, then you can actually earn around 5,000 US dollars to 275,000 Philippine peso. If you go up to the intermediate level, you can earn as high as 6.5 US dollars or around 350,000 Philippine peso. In this level, you might be called a security incident responder or security analyst, a security engineer, or a vulnerability assessor or penetration tester. And once you move up to the advanced level, you will be considered a chief information security officer or a chief technology officer, senior security engineer, senior security analyst. At this level, you have the potential of earning around 450,000 Philippine peso. And all of this per month, not yearly. How do I say so? Because as a practicing professional, I am also earning the same. So I am a walking testimony of this specialization. All right. And moving forward, how do we start a career in cybersecurity, if you may ask? So there are three things again that I'd like to share with you. First, learn the basics of IT administration, just the basic one, and focus on end user computing. So you need to understand what happens behind the scenes of your mobile phones, of your laptops, of your desktops. Understand how it connects to the Wi-Fi. Understand how it connects to the main network. Those are the things that are very necessary if you want to jump into cybersecurity. And once you have that level of understanding, what you need to do is move up, take your skills to the next level, and develop your skills in networking and scripting. You need to have a solid foundation on computer networking and also understanding how they interoperate with other components of the network, like your servers, your infrastructure, your fiber optics, so on and so forth. And of course, you need to learn about scripting. The tools that you use are actually like Bash, CMD, Perl, and so on and so forth. These are just starting points. There's no limit for you here because you can actually use AI powered chatbots again to get more information from this. Okay. And finally, you need to get experience with cybersecurity tools and technologies out there, like firewalls, like intrusion detection systems, intrusion prevention systems, SIEMs, XORs, antivirus, anti-malwares, endpoint detection and response systems, so on and so forth. So you have to volunteer, find an organization who's willing to let you try out these technologies. And that's how you start a career in cybersecurity. Again, those are the two essential skills that you need to learn today. First, big data. Second, is cybersecurity. And for me to wrap this all up, if you would like to unlock a brighter career, you have first to keep up with the changing times. And for you to keep up with the changing times, you have to learn new and in-demand skills. And as I've said earlier, these in-demand skills are hugely related or influenced by the backbone of this modern digital world. And you know that it is powered by IT. If you are non-IT, start learning and integrating IT in everything that you do. Make friends with IT. It's not a monster. And if you are already in IT, consider focusing on big data and cybersecurity fields. These are actually going to be in demand not only for today, but at least for the next 10 to 15 years. That, my friend, is how you can create your own puzzle pieces. That, my friend, is how you can bridge the growing gap. And my friend, that is how you keep your skills relevant even when there is AI. That is how you build yourself for the future. So that is everything from me. And I hope that you have learned something in this few minutes that we have spent together. So I'm returning back the control to our dazzling host, Mr. Kalai. Over to you, my friend.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan. In fact, I have to say to you this, a lot of questions that you actually taken up today, some of the questions I was running in my mind. I used to have these thoughts in my mind that IT is a big monster. And
Really?
Yes. And I have to be very honest to you. I already have issue with IT. And when it comes with big data, the word big is I feel now it's a big monster. But after hearing from you, I totally have a different perspective now. And I love the way you put it, the way you put it, that be friend to IT. It's a beautiful thought and perspective that we can actually work together. Because all this while I thought IT is only for IT people. And when now it seems that it can be friend by anybody. Yeah. Thank you so much for your great sharing. In fact, I like also your perspective of giving us very simple enlightenment. Yeah. What is the difference between data, informations, knowledge, insight, wisdoms? And you know what, Mr. Ivan, I have to say, I'm good in Excel.
All right, that's wonderful. That's what we need to have. That's what we need to hear. That's the starting point.
So pretty much I'm there. All right, thanks a lot, Mr. Ivan. So, Mr. Ivan, I also would like to ask you to stay online for a while because we're going to have our Q&A session because we have collected some questions from our audience. In fact, some of the questions was pretty much taken earlier and some of them already dropped the questions earlier. So we have it. So you just follow on the line for a while. So dear viewers, if you have any questions about today's topic, feel free to spam us in the chat box. We'll be very happy to answer the questions because the expert that you have today have made our life and perspective very simple. I believe this is the right man, and we couldn't have this kind of opportunity to squeeze more information from him, right? So therefore, if you also have this mindset or maybe a questions running in your mind, I already hear what Mr. Ivan said, but the question, what next? Next, what I need to do, because I know already that, okay, it's important, but what I have to do next? So what we are doing now here is we have happened to be already have this perspective, a clear understanding about the two essential skills. So if you look at it, there will be also a chance for you to secure a job throughout Southeast Asia. So how you can do that. And how can you also entitle for certification scholarships? Yeah, you got it right. Certification scholarships, and also you can have chance to secure a job in Southeast Asia. So for that, I need you guys to do me a small favor. You can always refer to the link in the chat box. My team will actually put it into the chat box. So what you need to do here is that register your interest there. By doing this, you will be able to also secure yourself, opportunity, a job throughout the Southeast Asia, and also you're entitled for certification scholarships. And not only that, there will be also a lucky draw sessions by you doing the registrations. So what happened here is you enjoy free CompTIA IT Fundamental Exam voucher together with 30 days of free access to CompTIA learning content material, ebook and lab. And not forgetting also, we also have Grab voucher worth of 100 peso. All right. Okay, back to you, Mr. Ivan. Once again, thank you so much for your wonderful sharing.
Of course.
But we need more guide from you. Therefore, there's many questions we have collected from our audience today. All right. So it'd be great if you can actually take up some of the questions. All right. So these questions is also, I'm in favor to these questions as well. Everywhere nowadays, people are talking, or even organizations are talking about IT, talking about IR 4.0. Okay, personally, I also have this doubt. I just want to ask you, and let's clear this. Okay, how long do you think IT and IR 4.0 trend will last?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, and I was thinking maybe there will be somebody who's going to ask me about that. So the quick answer is it is not for us to actually know when that trend will last, because we are not in the position to define the end of an era. But if you take a closer look at the previous industry revolution, starting with mechanization, with mass production, and through automation, most of them run for 75 to 100 years. But today in the industry 4.0, some people are thinking that it may end sometime soon, maybe 25 years or 50 years only, not going to last to 75 to 100 years. But there are too many factors that you need to consider. The social economic impact of the technology developments, the acceptance of the people, these are all variables. So we will never know when it will end. But here's my guarantee for you. In the next 15 to 20 years, we know that IT is going to be in great use. So we might not know when it will end, but you're in a good shape, or you're in a good group if you are learning, or if you are considering IT. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful sharing. So we have assurance, because of from the expert who have being a live testimonial as well. All right. Thank you for taking up the questions. So I also have some questions from audience here. We have captured.
Yes, sure.
One of the questions is from Muhammad Adam Iskandar. His question here is, where can we find the specific data to complete our own research? The data isn't free, right?
Oh, yeah. I actually responded to his question in the chat box while you were taking up the podium. Here's my response to Muhammad. There are actually commercial data sets, and there are also public data sets that you can use for your own big data learning. And these are provided by huge companies like AWS, Google themselves, Kaggle, and some other providers of data research. So you can, here's the tip, you can actually open up your AI chatbot and ask them where to look for it. And you will be provided with the link and sources of data sets to complete your own research. This might not be available for all industries out there, but it can give you a playground where you can perform all those necessary learning that you need to have. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for taking up the questions. In fact, that was a great sharing, and you also given us a tool where we can actually look for it. Right.
Yeah, it's very helpful, right?
Precisely. In fact, I love the way that being a speaker in the IT expert, we can also see the technology that you used being so friendly by showing a demonstration in live. That was a great sharing. So, Mr. Ivan, we have a second question from Gomez.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of job ads in a different platform. you can apply online. How can we be sure that our data is safe?
Okay, this is all about data security. Here's the fun part. Uh, the moment you submit any data online to any organization, it's very hard to keep track of it. So the first uh, commandment is do not share anything that you are not willing to lose. And there are organizations out there, the moment that you log into their platform, they will ask you with so many details. You have to keep in mind that most of those details are unnecessary for doing something. If you feel that they're asking too much, then don't continue because data can be very hard to protect and hard to keep track. So how do we make sure that these organizations actually take care of our data? You can see it from the reputation of the company itself. You can do a quick search about them, due diligence, and of course, you have to read all those end user license agreements if you have the time to understand how they actually make use of your data. And they have to be compliant to the data privacy regulations like GDPR. And also in the Philippines, if you have heard of the Data Privacy Act, there are some clauses out there that will specify what an organization needs to do so that they can ensure the safety and security of the data of the people that are actually using their service. So as if I'm you, if I'm quite unsure, then don't push it, don't proceed. All right, that's the general rule of thumb. But if you think this organizations is legitimate, if you think they're going to help you accomplish something, then please proceed. When in doubt, you have my number, you have my email, contact me so I can assist you with it. All right.
All right. So Gomez, Estelle, I believe Mr. Ivan have taken up their questions. I hope you have answered your questions. In fact, he also have given you a personal offer. Yeah. So if you need any support, you can always contact him. Yeah. All right.
Yes, of
Um,
course.
Adding to it, Gomez, we also understand that basically data are divided into two categories. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ivan. There's a sensitive data and non-sensitive data. So if any time that if you're going to an application, if they are asking a sensitive data, you have always rights not to reveal it because
Yes.
this is where the breachings always happen, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. So we also have the next questions from Gomez as well. In what division does big data and cybersecurity stand in the world of banking? I think believe in financial institution, I believe.
Yeah. In financial institution, I don't know what that division term actually he is actually referring to, but they're all under the umbrella of IT. So if you're asking the division or the department in a certain organization, they're all under the IT division. So they all help together. There are people now working on big data sets. They can be the security, the data analyst, and also cybersecurity is on the other hand helping these financial organizations protect their data. So they are under one big umbrella of IT. So and it's very usual to see in different industries that IT is actually divided into different business units or different critical units. So you have people handling security, people handling data, people handling troubleshooting, people handling software and development and programming, so on and so forth. But they're still under the umbrella of IT.
All right. Okay, that was also a good sharing. I believe, Gomez, you have a clear picture about the perspective on the financial institution and banking. All right. Taking up another questions, Mr. Ivan. This is
Sure.
the questions asking about after I graduate from high school, I would like to ask if CompTIA, Cisco, Microsoft, and other ICT short courses can be viable substitute for traditional 2 to 4 years bachelor's degree in ICT.
Okay. But so this is a very wow, how do you call this? Uh there's a term, I forgot the term, a critical question perhaps, because confidential, or I don't know. But the quick answer is it can never be a substitute for your bachelor's degree. if you're coming from the perspective of developing a well-rounded individual. Because in a 2 to 4 years degree, you're not actually just taking a specialization in IT. You need to learn how to develop your people skills, your communication skills, your skills in math, your skills in physical activities, and so on and so forth. So if you're trying to develop a holistic person, then you need to take that 2 to 4 year bachelor's degree in ICT. In a way, you'll become a better person at the end. But if you are just trying to develop a particular skill to accomplish something, maybe you just want to improve a skill in networking, then you can take these courses offered by CompTIA, Cisco, Microsoft, and other short courses that usually takes 40 hours to complete. And that can actually help you develop this skill set. Now, if the question is coming from the angle of employment, that's a different thing. You can actually get an employment even with just those certification courses. And also you can have a better opportunity if also you complete the bachelor's degree. So your question can come from different angles. I don't know where you're coming from. So if developing a holistic person, of course, a bachelor's degree is better. But if you're just trying to earn some money, trying to earn an employment, then you can start with actually earning those certification courses. But please don't stop from there. All
All
right.
right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan, for taking up the questions. Jishi Chua, I believe that these questions, this answer from Mr. Ivan have given some enlightenment for you. So we have also one more questions from our audience asking, especially from Muhammad Adam, asking this: what is your point of view of pairing economics and data analysis?
Okay. What is my point of view? It's actually a good thing. If you pair anything with big data, with data analysis, it's like what I just showed you earlier. If you're studying something and you have good data sets and you actually transform it from data, make it an information, transform it into knowledge, get the insight out of that knowledge, and finally you can make wise decisions. So to me, that's a good thing. Even weather forecasting, if you make use of data analysis and big data, you can come up with better forecasts. If you're talking about finances, you'll have better financial forecasts. So if it's in economics, trying to predict the condition of the economy of a certain government, that's also a good thing. You just need to have the right people with the right technology to actually make use of that data and transform it into something meaningful so that those people who are in the position can make better decisions or informed decisions, as they call it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ivan. So I believe, Mama Adam, your question has been answered. If you have further questions or any audience, do you have any further questions? Because our expert here have taken his valuable time to come here and also share his experience. And I believe we can gather more information. So if you have any doubt, this will be the opportunity for you to gather more enlightenment or clarity from the sessions. On the side notes of what we are talking now is, Mr. Ivan, basically on essential skills. We talk about cybersecurity, we talk about big data. I have this one question, want to ask you this, right? Extension from the questions of
course.
recommendation here, right? So I also understand that we need some soft skills, which is equally important, that need to be married together with these essential skills, right? So in your point of view, can you name some of the soft skills that is crucial for us to start career in this field?
Very amazing question. I like that question. People often forget that it's just not about the technical skills that you need to have. As Mr. Kalai said, you also need to balance it with your people skills or the soft skills, as they say. Technical skills will actually help you develop or show expertise on that specific task. But it's actually the people skills that actually will also help you work with other people in your field. And that's necessary. So number one, I may say, communication is a key element if you want to succeed in any industry and also in IT. Number two is, of course, you need to develop the skills of working in a team. If you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go further, you have to go with a pack. So those are the two things: communication, teamwork, and of course, some creativity and problem solving skills will help you go a long way. So there are so many things, but I think for me that worked very well. In the past, I was the typical technical guy who doesn't want to speak to audiences, to board meetings, or whatsoever. But my mentor told me, Ivan, if you want to succeed, you have to develop your communication skills and you have to go out of that cubicle and start working with other team members. And that's exactly what I did. And I think that's what helped me get to the point where I am today.
Wow, what a beautiful experience sharing. Even Mr. Ivan, if you say to me now, if you never shared to me that you are not, you used to be a typical person, technical person, I wouldn't believe it because you're so fluent and you're so interactive, your sessions. So I believe we have also a proof from your side here that soft skills is equally important, and which need to be paired to these technical skills. Yeah, thank you for the sharing. So we have, I think we started to have a lot of questions coming in. So Mr. Ivan, I need you to bear a few minutes more for us to answer some
Sure,
of these
no
questions.
problem.
All right.
No problem.
Okay. So we would like to understand here is from one of the questions that's coming from Muhammad Adam Iskandar. Is it possible to find a job only from an online course certificate alone? I believe what he's trying to
IT.
refer here is, but just
An
getting
IT
an
online
online course, is it sufficient enough for us to find a job?
Now, is it sufficient? Is it possible? So, if possibility is just the question, yes, it is possible. But how about the probability? You also have to take that into account. The probability is a little bit low if you just if you just arm yourself with that certification alone. But there are chances somehow that when the hiring manager interviews you, then you can impress that hiring manager even with that certification alone. Then people, especially in highly developed countries or regions like in the US, North America, and in Europe, they actually accept people even with just a certificate or certification alone, as long as they can actually demonstrate the skills. So it is easier said than done. So as you show your certificate, you also need to show them that you really know what you're talking about. So you need to prepare yourself a portfolio that showcases your skills. So certification alone, I think, is possible, but it's quite hard. But I've known people who had a good crack at it and they were able to succeed getting a job. So it's not impossible, but it's quite hard. If you ask me, you have to not only rely on certificates alone, arm yourself also with experience and with good profile of the projects that you have accomplished, even the community-based projects that you do. In the past, just allow me to share this with you, just to show employers that I am also good with networking. I wrote in my CV and resume that I installed CCTV cameras in different areas in our church. So that just to let them know that I can do also those technical stuff. I can go up to the ceilings. I can connect those cables and everything. So, you just have to make sure that you have different ammunition with you whenever you go to this job hunting process.
Wow, that's a great sharing. We do not have much time, Mr. Ivan, but I have this one last question I want to ask because I hear somewhere from your answer that you're saying you had a support from mentor, right? Which actually have given out or open up, because being CEO, a wonderful person here with a lot of informations, and you're being expert there, I believe a lot of people want to take the same part. Would you mind to share to us how important this mentor systems or mentor support, and how do we find this?
Yeah, okay. To me, having a mentor is the turning point in my life because with your own knowledge, with your own skills, you can only get up to a certain point. But beyond that, you need to learn it from somebody who has already done it, who has already performed it, or who has already learned it. Why? Because you don't want to repeat the same mistakes that they did, right? So it's like standing in the shoulder of giants. No need to reinvent the wheel. That's why we need to ask and a help from our mentors. And there could be mentors for your professional life. There could be mentors for your personal life. So it's the most important thing is get somebody or make friends with somebody who you think is better than you on certain aspects in your life and try to learn as much from them. And it is very important. In IT field, you can actually get in touch with mentors by attending conference or seminars like this. If you take somebody, or in this case, if you think I can be of help to you, then you can easily connect with me through my social media profiles. I'm in LinkedIn or I'm also in Facebook. You can also do that. You can also find Kalai over there. You can just simply do that and connect with these people and, try to develop a relationship with them. Some of the people attending this webinar right now, I can see names of Rafi, Jeff. These are good friends that I've worked in the past. But you know what? Prior to that, we did not know each other. It's just that simple hi, hello. Can you help me with this? I've learned from you. I've heard you speak. Could you please expound a little bit more? So you can find them in anywhere as long as you just keep your eyes open. In this context, I think one of the best ways to learn and to get mentors is to, register with building a future team. You have some websites, and I think by doing so, you'll be able to connect them. The sponsor of this event will be able to connect you to organizations and to people that can potentially help you with your career. Get a mentor. It's very important. Where to look for them? Look around your circle. If they're not there, then you can go to social media, you can go to webinars, and I think you can find like uh three or four, five people that can help you with your life.
All right. Great sharing, Mr. Ivan, because I love the way you say it, because learning is not always necessary, must be a platform of, physical class, online class. You also can learn from basically from this mentor by sharing, whenever you're having a chat, even through the networking, everything. All these are also precisely learning as well. So, Mr. Ivan, there's a lot of questions to ask you, but unfortunately, the time is basically being, envy to us today. So I would like to take this opportunity. Thank you so much for taking out your wonderful time and sharing to us your valuable insight. So before we go to move to the next activity and event, all right. So Mr. Ivan, do you have any last speech or last sharing to our
So,
audience today?
of course, the pleasure is mine, Kalai. Thank you so much for inviting me in this event. To the organizers, to BFTA, to ICTCAA, to Malaysia, and of course to the Philippines. Thank you so much for really spending some time to organize this kind of event where we can share and impart our knowledge and exchange ideas. And that's the most important part. To move forward, we need to work as a team, not as an individual lone rangers out there. So let's try to learn from each other. Okay. So as for me, I would like also to tell you that if there are any other questions that you have in mind, please connect with me in behalf of my own company, Zentech. We do offer some services that might be of help to your organizations. But if you're coming in as an individual, then perhaps a mentorship with me would work. I'm always happy to share what I know about this industry. So please, let's help each other out. What I know, you may not know, so I can share it with you, but you may also know something that I do not know, so I can learn from you as well. So thank you so much. Keep on learning. As Sir Orly mentioned just a while ago, we have to be lifelong learners. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan, for the great sharing and also for the great enlightenment. In fact, it was also a wonderful eye-opener. I love also today's session because personally I feel so honored because I'm learning also from other country and as well also learning from Mr. Ivan, who have experienced a lot. Let's be lifelong learners. I have a great news for you. All right. You can have free access to our Skillshare platform where you can get 4 live classes for free. These include classes on big data, cybersecurity, cloud computing, UI, UX, digital marketing. So all these classes, you can get 4 live classes for free. Yeah. All right. So because what you need to do here is you need to scan the QR code, which you can see in the screen here, for you to access it. Okay. And the link also will be given to you in the chat box so that you can actually click the link and it will assist you. So with this giving to you, yeah, by giving to you, that means everybody are lucky today. Yeah, basically, because this is given open to everybody. So that's why I'm saying today, everybody, including me, I feel so lucky today to be here in this session. So this offer is only applicable for today's attendees. So we do not want you to miss out. So sign up now. All right. So if you have any questions, if let's say you have anything, clarifications or anything that you need to us to address it, please feel free to drop in the chat box. And not forgetting, reminding to you again, if you have interest to go further, to understand also further, you can always also go into the link that we actually shared earlier, and you can put or secure your interest. All right. So with that, thank you everyone for joining our webinar today. We appreciate your time and effort to join us, and we hope it's a fruitful session for all of you guys today. And I'm truly grateful to be part of this initiative. I really love the session and I enjoy your participations. So please also, for us to become better, because I believe learning is always not about one side, it's about always two sides, because when one people are teaching, two people are learning. So we also would like to improve our webinar here to become more interactive, to become more insightful, and to be more meaningful to all of these people who are chasing to get a better career in this IT or even IF 4.0. Please drop us some feedback in the chat box. We are willing to hear your feedback about our webinar here. How can we make it better? How can we improve better? So that, or what kind of topic that you want us to include in the future so that it can be benefits to everyone. All right. So while you're typing that, and for those you have the idea to go to higher level position in this industry, I believe in life is always about learning. And the important part is how are we going to apply what we learn on the right place and platform. On behalf of the organizing committee of Bill of Future Teams, we sincerely hope that you will gain valuable and insightful informations. So therefore, I also like to say this 1,000 miles of journey always start with a single steps. So today, let's all of us make the first step together. Till then, I would like to also say thank you so much to all of the participants, and as well also, I also would like to take all of us going to take a group photo. So can we also please all of us, if can, please switch on your camera, all right? So that we can actually take a wonderful group photo. All right, and we're going to keep this wonderful, memory with Mr. Ivan, Jude, Mr. Ollie, right, and as well also with our supporting partners. All right, so it's a good sessions that we can actually keep as a memory here together. Yeah. So let's switch on all the camera. If we're good, if you can all of us switch on. Yeah, and of course, yeah. And it's very rare also for us to get time for these wonderful people to be part of us today. All right. Okay. So what are we going to do here is I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. So when I say 1, 2, 3, you have to give the most beautiful smile. Yeah, that you have never given anywhere. Even yourself also, you see also you melted. That beautiful smile. So we're going to do that. Yeah. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. The most beautiful smile that you can't believe you have. All right. So with a count of 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Okay, thank you so much. So with that, we like also to take this opportunity. Thank you so much also for Mr. Ollie, and also thank you so much also to Mr. Hovenchio, and as well also Mr. Ivan, and also to all this wonderful participants. Till then, we also would like to say to you that if there's any drawbacks from this event, okay, we always want to hear feedback from you so that we can improve on our next session. Till then, I'm Kalai. Salamat po. Thank you and goodbye.
Salamat, Tega Hari. Bye-bye.
Thank you.